Hello everyone. So today I'm going to review this new product called Crossbeats Torq Earpods, which was released recently. So I had also did an unboxing video a few days back, and I had promised that I'll come back with a review video. So if you have not seen that video, I'll attach a link to that video in the description below. Now, before starting, this is going to be a detailed review of uh, all the functionalities of this earpods, followed by an overall recommendation or an overall review from my end. Now, a lot of you had commented on the previous video that you wanted to pre-book or pre-order this before the 5th of August, and I really hope this video helps you out. Anyways, thanks a lot to all of you for all the feedback, comments and questions that you have posted. I have tried to cover all of them in this video. So the topics that I'm going to cover today are going to be: 1, build; 2nd, the sound quality; 3rd, the Bluetooth and pairing; 4th, calls and microphone; 5th, the noise cancellation; 6th, the battery performance; 7th, the in-ear detection; 8th, the latency; 9th, the pricing; and 10th, the overall review. Now I'll also put in tags to all of these segments or categories with the exact time when it starts, so that you can also forward and check out the portion you want to check out. Now, before moving to the overall feedback, I wanted to put the facts down properly as I have experienced them, so that you guys can decide based on your requirement. So without wasting any more time, let's move into the review. Build of the product. So I'll break it down into two parts: the build of the case and the build of the earpods. Now, some of you asked what is the size of this, what is the exact size of this, and I have replied in the comments as well in the previous video with the exact size, but I would like to show it to you here as well. So I have this tape here, so you can see this is kind of rectangular. So this is the length, so you can see this is around 6 centimeters in length. This is the breadth of the product, which you can see is around 5.5, and this is the thickness, which you can see is around 3. So the length would be 6, the breadth would be 5.5, and the thickness would be 3. Now this is actually quite portable. You can put it in your palm like this. Okay, now it's not very heavy, kind of light, and it kind of seems strong. The build feels sturdy. Now there was another question whether this lid can be opened till 90 degrees or not. You can see in the last video also, you could see that this is what I had opened the lid. This is the maximum I could open the lid, around 70 degrees, and if you just leave it, it actually falls back. So if you open and you leave, it again falls back. Now this lid can actually be opened till 90 degrees. So after this, you need to push it a little bit harder, and this opens, and you can see it kind of clicks, it opens and gets fixed there. One of the users also asked, what about the hinge joint? Is it strong? Now honestly, this hinge is actually what seems to be a little weak. If I just open it and try to move this lid, this actually moves. So I'll try to show it here. You can see this moves a little bit, but it's not bad. I mean, it is a little bit weak compared to the rest of the body, how sturdy the rest of the body is, but does not mean this is bad or this will break off. But yeah, this hinge joint is probably the weak link here. There was a question regarding the fins here. So are these fins plastic or rubber? So I'll show you this. This is rubber. These fins, this is rubber, right? You can see it, I guess. Yeah, this is rubber. Now there was a question regarding the fusion line. So there is a fusion line, you can see here. Yeah, you can see the fusion line. Now both the earpods have this fusion line, and the user commented that he was expecting this to be premium, and probably he was not expecting a fusion line, but honestly this is a premium product definitely. But we'll also have to keep in mind the price range. It's a mid-range product. Given the other functionalities and the performance which I will be describing later on, I personally can choose to overlook this. I'm okay if there is a fusion line, because this anyway goes into my ear, so it's not externally visible. So I personally am okay even if these fusion lines are visible, but again you might have a different preference. Next is the infrared sensor. So in the last video I had said that the hole here is the infrared sensor, here is a hole, and I said this is the infrared sensor, but I was actually wrong, and some of you corrected me, and thank you for that. So this is actually the infrared sensor that you have in both the earpods. Now you guys also wanted to know about the comfort and the fit, and that's a very important point, so let me start with that. Now firstly, choose your earbuds properly, and definitely you guys already know that, I don't need to tell you, but just wanted to reiterate. So I'm using the largest earbuds here. Now before going into the comfort, I would like to talk about what I personally prefer. So I have personally been wanted earphones or earbuds which would loosely fit onto my ear. I have never preferred something which would really be tight and I'll have to push it in. And even if I show you the kind of things I have used in the past, so I used to use overhead headphones earlier. Overhead earphones earlier, then I moved to these, and you can see this does not go into your ear, because as I mentioned, I prefer my earphone to be loosely a loose fit. Then I moved on to these wireless earphones. Now you can see this has ear parts and I have to push it in, but the good thing was, since it is attached, I would actually keep it loose, because I would know even if it falls out it will hang. So I would prefer it to sit loosely on my ear. But with this one, since it's an ear pod and it can fall off, so you'll actually have to fit it properly in and then twist it so that this fin actually locks to the folds of your ear. Now I had to do that. Now with that, when I was listening to songs for longer hours and for a few hours, after a few hours I did feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I would not say that is completely because of the product. That is also something that also because of my personal preference. So if you guys are okay with earbuds, etc., tightly fitting in your ears, then you might not face the problem. But yeah, after long hours of use, I did find a little bit of discomfort. One of the viewers asked, is it a hit or a miss? What kind of a touch control is this? Is it really feather touch, etc.? The first thing is, it is definitely a feather touch, and you can see it on the manual as well. They have, on the first page only, they have mentioned feather touch earbuds with IR sensors, and honestly it is feather touch. I mean, if you just touch it lightly, done. And it is not a hit or a miss. It works perfectly. Every time I have used it has worked. I've kind of done everything: play, pause, call, hold, call, cancel, Siri, etc. Everything that they mentioned, volume up, volume down, everything worked as mentioned. This is really feather touch. I mean, honestly, sometimes I would just touch it by mistake and the song would pause. But there is another problem, which is if I'm lying down on my bed and I try to turn on one of the sides, it will get touched, and again it will either pause or play or something will happen. They have kept their promise, but I do believe that it would probably have been, from a usage perspective, it would probably have been better if this was not a perfect feather touch. If there had been some kind of limit on the pressure or some tolerance on the pressure, meaning if the pressure is more than this, then only it will activate, something like that, it would have helped. But this is a feather touch and this is not a hit or a miss. This actually works. This touch works perfectly. The next segment is the sound quality, and there have been a lot of questions regarding what kind of sound quality it provides. Is it balanced? Is it bass heavy? How are the frequencies, high, mid and lows? So uh, honestly, this is a very balanced sound, and personally, that is what I was also looking for. I am not a person who is a bass heavy person. I prefer balanced music, and this was able to provide it perfectly to me. So the kind of music that I had tried was normal movies and web series, so that I understand dialogues, etc. Movie songs, Bollywood Hindi songs, uh, background scores, instrumental background scores, and also concert music. And this was able to provide all the frequencies in a very balanced format. And this also has internal equalizer, and I was able to feel them, because when I was shifting between these different types of music, the sound was actually being adjusted according to the music that I am listening to. So this is good. In my opinion, this is really, really good. There were no lags or distortions or dropouts. The audio was seamless. However, there is something I would like to emphasize here, that if you want to have the best quality sound, make sure that your device where you are playing the songs, they have aptX enabled. Only if the device has aptX will you get the HD quality sound. Does that mean any device which does not have will have bad sound? No, not at all. I do not mean that. It will not enhance the sound quality. If you have the HD, you have the aptX enabled, then it will enhance the sound quality. For example, the devices I use this on were an Android phone, an iPhone, and my Windows laptop. Now, Windows and Android had aptX enabled, and the audio clarity was recognizable. It's beautiful. It's the each and every frequency could be clearly identified. The depth could be understood. It was a balanced music, so great. With iPhone does not have aptX enabled, and so for iPhone the quality was same as what I get out of my Apple earphones, the wired earphones. Whatever I get through that was same that I could get out of these. There was no enhancement of the music, but in case of Android and Windows there was an enhancement. However, I have also read that MacBooks and iPads have aptX enabled. That is what I have read. I have not seen it myself because I don't have those devices. So I guess if you have those devices, this will also be able to enhance the sound. I had also connected this to my Samsung Smart TV, and the sound was brilliant. So from a sound perspective, I have no complaints. This is really good. So this will either enhance your experience or it will keep it same. Now this also has surround sound effect, so from music perspective, no complaints at all. Now next we will talk about the Bluetooth and pairing. Now so first we'll talk about the Bluetooth range. So let me just take you back to this wireless earphone that I used earlier. So this has a normal 10 feet range, and I currently live in a 1200 square feet room, and if I go to the other end of my room, the music in this one dropped, or there were distortions. It would disconnect, and the moment I move in, it would again connect. Now with this one, I could move freely across around my house, and there was no difference in performance. This is a range of 33 feet. I was not able to measure exactly whether it works in 33 all around 33 feet or not, but as I told you, I had compared this with my previous wireless earphone, and this one definitely is better. There was no lag. I was easily moving around my house, which the previous earphone was not able to support. There was another question many of you asked, and thank you for asking that, which is, can this connect to multiple devices? So connect to multiple devices, not pair. And somebody emphasized on that. So the answer is it can pair to multiple devices definitely, but it cannot connect to multiple devices at the same time. Meaning the left one goes to a phone, right one goes to another phone. Cannot happen. right? And I have tried this a lot in different ways to kind of do this, but I was not able to achieve it. I did not find any documentation as well which says that it can connect. So this is what I feel, that it cannot connect. If you guys find something otherwise, if you guys find that this can connect, please put it in the comments. It would help all of us. There is also a feature of smart auto pairing, which is basically uh, if your device was already connected and you put it inside and you just take it out, it connects back to that device, and that also works perfectly. So the smart auto pairing is works flawlessly. Uh, Now just a small concern that I had faced. So if I had paired this to any of my device, what I would expect is next time I will be able to find this in my previously paired devices, and I just connect and disconnect. I do not need to pair it again. But a few of the times I saw that it was not able to connect to this, though it was paired. So I had to pair it, repair it. I had to forget the device and repair it. And that was around 10% of the time. So 10% of the times I tried to connect to already connected, already paired devices, I had to repair. I had to remove the device and pair again. So that was around 10%. Okay, so the next category is a very interesting one, and you guys have had a lot of questions regarding this. That is the calls and the microphone quality. So let me tell you what did I test this with. So I use this for normal calls. I use this for WhatsApp and Facebook video calls, and I also use this for Zoom calls and other meetings. Now, what I can clearly tell you is this is great. This is great. I used to use this one earlier for my Zoom or office calls, and every day I had to kind of hear that there is some drop or people are not able to hear me, etc. With this, I have had no complaints, nothing at all. From a listener's perspective, it's clear, it's loud, and uh, it's beautiful. Okay, from a speaker's perspective, what I found out is you don't need to really throw yourself, or you don't need to speak any louder just to make sure that this mic catches your sound. You just speak normally, the way you talk to someone sitting beside you. You just talk at normal tone, normal loudness, and this picks your sound, your voice up beautifully. So absolutely no questions there. Now, a lot of you asked me to kind of test this in a noisy environment and give review about the noise cancellation. Now I wanted to do that, but unfortunately, given the work from home scenario, etc., I could not find a noisy environment outside. However, I use this on the road, and I'll just tell you what were the ambient noises. So people were walking around, chit chats, etc., but there were no vehicles or as such, no loud noise. So in that kind of an environment, this was also able to work flawlessly. So there were the speaker, the listener on the other end could hear me clear and loud. So honestly speaking, from a microphone perspective, I do not have any issues, any problems. So the next topic is noise cancellation, and noise cancellation from two perspectives. One is from the perspective of the microphone, that is, was the microphone able to cancel the noise, and the next is about the earpods. So meaning when I'm listening to something, what is the kind of noise cancellation? Can I hear outside noise, etc.? So on the mic part, I have already commented that I was not able to find a noisy surrounding, but otherwise the sound was clear and crystal clear and loud. On the audio front, the noise cancellation is awesome. So I had my wife sitting next to me talking to me, but I was not able to hear even a bit of her. And I'm not saying that I had to keep my sound loud. I was listening at around 30% of the total volume, and I was not able to hear even a word. Uh, just be cautious on the roads and etc., because of the noise cancellation. You might not be able to hear vehicles and other things passing by. So next is another interesting topic, which is battery and performance. And a lot of you had actually asked me, how is the battery? How long did it take to charge, etc. Does it really provide 12 hours playtime, 3 days playtime with case? And I also found a few comments saying that no, it does not, etc. But I'll share my personal feedback with you. So I'll start from the time it took to charge. Now, when this came to my place, this already had around 66% charge, meaning two of these lights were glowing. So you can see one is glowing right now, two of these lights were glowing. And I charged it to full. And from then on, I've been using it. So I do not have any review for how long it will take to charge this fully, because because the charge has not drained out completely yet. So it has already been 3 days, and I charged it once, and it is still going, it is still running well. So you can see it is 33% charge is still remaining. So I was not able to charge it from 0 to 100 in these 3 days, so I do not have a feedback for that. I had flushed or drained this completely, and then I used the case to charge this. Okay, so I had drained this completely, the charge in the earpods, then I had put them inside the earpod, and I charged them completely with the earpod, with the case, and that took me 1.5 hours. So it took me 1.5 hours to completely charge this earpod. Next is how much does how much of continuous playtime does this provide? Now I have honestly been shocked by what I found out. So I'll tell you what I did. So last night at around 10:30, I had covered these sensors because it will not play if it is outside your ear. So I had covered these sensors, and then I had put it out for the rest of the night while I was sleeping, just to check how long it goes. So I had charged this completely 100%, then I had covered the sensors, I played the song on my phone, and I kept it out, and I was playing at around 80% of the volume. I'll attach a screenshot as well which shows the volume level. And after 8 hours, so from 10:30 to 6:30 in the morning, so at 6:30 I again checked, playing at 80% of the volume. After 8 hours there was still 50% of the battery remaining, and I was actually surprised. I rechecked just to make sure that I am not wrong, but this still had 50% of the battery remaining. So I think, so after 8 hours there is 50% of the battery remaining. I was impressed, but there are two things. One is this was connected to my iPhone, so it was not using the aptX sound profile. So it might happen that if you are connected to your Android, and aptX being a superior profile might use more battery. I'm not sure, I'm just making a guess. So in that case, probably after 8 hours you might see 40% or 30% charge left if aptX uses more battery. But then also this is good stuff. I mean, it will definitely run you good 10, 11 hours, or maybe 12 hours as well. So next topic is going to be the in-ear detection. So just a quick thing, it worked perfectly. So you have the sensors here. The moment you take one of them out from your ear, the song pauses, right? But again, the song pauses on the mobile. If you're using on your Windows laptop, it did not pause. Okay, so if you're using on your mobile, then you can use the play, pause, all those things. Now I'll talk about another thing, which is the latency. And the latency which the product promises was less than 15 milliseconds. And a lot of you have asked me to test this on PUBG and come back with a review. Now, before saying anything, let me just tell you, I am not a proper gamer, so you guys might be able to give a very better feedback or a review. I'm not a proper gamer, so I thought I would not cover this, but given so many questions and comments, I thought I would cover this at a basic level. So I might miss out on a few detailed points because I don't know what are the properties of a gaming earpod. However, I don't play PUBG, and neither do I have it on my phone, so I did not test it on PUBG, but I have my PlayStation PS4, and I tested this on PS4. And the games which I played on PS4 are basically two. One from the sports scenario, which is FIFA 19. One is from the action adventure scenario, which is God of War. Now God of War is a hardcore fighting game, and let me tell you, there were situations in God of War where you have multiple enemies hitting you, throwing fireballs, and you also hitting them back with a sword. All these ambient noises plus your background music, etc., all happening at one time, and this was perfect. I did not find any latency while I was playing God of War or FIFA. Rather, I would say, PS4 sound has so much of detailing and depth, really detailed sound, and I was able to feel all of them properly. In fact, since it's stereo, so sometimes right would work, left would be off, and right left mixing, and it was a beautiful experience. So if you guys actually have PS4, also please try this on PS4. I think you'll like it. But honestly, I did not find any latency while I was playing God of War or any action item, any action scenario. Also for FIFA, the crowd cheering, the commentary, it was awesome. When the crowd actually cheered, it really felt like a stadium quality. It really felt like I'm in the stadium. So from the latency perspective also, I had no issues, and I could also hear all the detailings of the PS4 sound. Now we'll talk about the pricing. So I had mentioned in my unboxing video that I was looking for something in the 4K to 6K range, and this is definitely the mid-range for earphones or earpods. Now I won't call this cheap because there could be youngsters or students or many other people who might not be comfortable with spending 6,000 rupees on an earpod, which I completely understand. But if you have a budget of 6,000, or you are probably somewhere around 4 to 5,000, and 6,000 looks 1,000 extra, what I can assure is the quality that you get for 6,000, it is worth it. I do not know about the reliability, meaning how long will this go. I don't know whether this will run for 5 years or 6 years or something, but what I can see in these 3 days and whatever they are providing for 6,000, it is definitely worth the price if you are willing to spend 6,000 rupees. Now I will provide my overall feedback or recommendation, because one of the viewers actually asked, would you recommend this earpods? This is probably not the best earpods for iPhone. Let me put it that way. This suits Androids better, not only from a sound profile, but also I told you it shows the charge, etc. For iPhone it does not, and also the sound is not as great as the same song sounds in an Android phone. So I've tried the same song on the various devices. I think probably an Apple AirPods would be the right thing for your iPhone, but again, that's a different league altogether. It's from a different segment, so I cannot compare Apple AirPods and this one. But if you have more Apple products in your home, if you're not on Android or Windows side, probably you'll better you go for an AirPods. But anyway, as I mentioned, as far as I read, iPads and Mac have aptX, so probably in that case you will not find any issues with the sound. Will I recommend this? Definitely, if you have a budget of 6,000. So if you are willing to shell out 6,000 rupees for a pair of earpods, I will definitely recommend this. You have to keep in mind this is a mid-range product, so this will definitely have some lows, some cons, some things you will not like, but this is a mid-range product. But what I can say is they have taken care of the basics. They have made sure that they invest in the right things, so that whatever is important to an user is taken care of and performs brilliantly as they are promising. Anyways, that would be all for the review. I have tried to provide a detailed review, and thanks to all of you for all the comments, feedback and questions that you have asked. It is because of you that I could come up with such a detailed review, and I had to keep in mind so many things. If I have missed something, please post a question in the comment section of the video. I will definitely try and answer all of your questions. Thank you so much. Take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.